as I understand it, you had a pair of your own shoes, and there was something of a disaster, correct?
Yeah,
what happened?
They just, after wear and tear, they just snapped on a night out. Well,
how long did you have them?
That particular pair, I can't remember, probably about a year.
So you were dressed as Madame de Lonco.
Yeah.
You were just walking along when all of a sudden the heel broke?
I think I was performing at the time when it snapped.
Now, let me ask Adam, was Ms. de Lonco performing at the time in a reasonable fashion, or did she, I'm referring to your alter ego, sir, did she break them whilst perhaps, I don't know, under a bit of an influence?
She was under an influence.
An influence of what?
Alcohol.
It's very important. How much did you have to drink that night?
Because Sunderland Pride was the next day, I needed to be up and early.
You need to be where?
It was Sunderland Pride the next day.
Just pause. Sunderland Pride?
Yeah. I needed to be up for, like, 9 o'clock in the morning, so I'd have had, like, 2 drinks, maybe 3. I wouldn't have gone...
When you say 2 drinks, that might be, well, what's a drink? A bottle?
Well, no, just a vodka. A double vodka.
A pint.
How much had he had?
A pint of vodka with energy drink.
A pint of vodka?
With energy drink.
Well, not a pint of vodka, a double in a pint glass. So it's more watered down.
No.
Still only double.
Anyway, I'm entirely sure you were beyond tipsy, and that's part of the reason, perhaps, that the heel broke, correct?
Yeah.
And you would have been aware of that.
Yes.
That he's the type of person that, although a very good drag artist, might get drunk and be a bit exuberant and consequently break things,
yes,
like expensive shoes, right? But he was without shoes, and you'd booked a performance to go and appear at Sunderland Pride.
Yeah.
Understood. Well, enter you, Adam, because, as I understand it, you've got a very expensive collection of shoes, and Danny came along and asked you what?
With him breaking his own, we had the same brand pair of shoes. He'd had experience wearing his own. He asked me to use a pair of mine.
Are you the same size?
Yes.
He goes around telling people that part of his act is that he's heavy, do you see? And he gets drunk and he performs in a loud, exuberant way, correct? You knew that before you agreed to lend him this pair of shoes.
Yes.
How much were the shoes?
Originally £155.
Now, Adam, what happened?
So as I was doing Danny's makeup for him, because he was at a Pride event, he wanted something a little better than what he could do himself. I was really reluctant when he asked. I reminded him of him breaking his own shoes. I was very reluctant, offered alternatives.
What do you mean alternative?
A pair of high tops so he wouldn't fall over and snap them. Something.
I see, he should go in trainers.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter, in other words.
Exactly.
Carry on.
Sorry, it was a big event, and usually at Pride there's a certain amount of press and things there, and I couldn't wear high tops to an event like that. Katie Price was there in the evening as well, and I was working with her, and I couldn't just wear high tops with Katie Price.
You could not wear high tops with Katie Price. It would be like farting in front of the Queen. It's the death of modern civilization. Carry on, then what happened?
After offering alternative shoes, including heels, he pushed and pushed, trying to persuade me, offering me if he damaged them, he'd get them repaired. If he broke them, he'd replace them. And after
In other
a
words,
while,
he looks at your most expensive shoes that you were reluctant to lend and says, I will replace them if there's any damage. You remember saying that?
Yes, I did, Judge.
Because they're valuable to him. Nevertheless, despite the fact you were really concerned because he'd been drunk the night before and broken his own shoes, because as he describes himself, he was heavy, because you had real knowledge and worry that this is exactly the type of person that might break something valuable, did you end up giving him the shoes nevertheless?
Eventually, yes.
Eventually, yes. Well, that might have a real effect on the case. That was the 23rd of September. Did you go to Sunderland Pride?
I did, Judge, yes.
Now, the good news is that what happened next has all been caught on camera, correct?
Yes.
What happened next, Adam?
Before leaving the house, I asked Danny to do a walk in the heels so I could be more comfortable.
What do you mean, do a walk?
Try them on, walk in front of me, so I could be comfortable that I knew he...
It's walking. You knew how to walk. What sort of... I don't understand.
If they weren't broken, I'd ask you to walk in them.
How high were these heels?
I've got them with me if you want to see.
Hats, what's going on? Those aren't shoes, those are scaffolding. clean windows in there. How big is that heel?
It's 8 inches.
Then what happened?
He decided he didn't need to and ran instantly into his taxi. When he got into his taxi barefoot. As soon as he got out, he put his heels on and started a Facebook live stream.
A Facebook... what's the problem?
Sorry, I did try them on because I laced them up really, really tight. And with them being quite... My heels are normally wear with me. I didn't bring, but they're exactly the same style, so they're the same elevation, but mine are only 6 inches, and I thought 2 inches can't make that much of a difference.
Let's just pause for a second whilst we ponder that.
From personal experience.
Peter, 2 inches don't make any difference.
Don't ask me, ask somebody else.
If you enjoyed that video, then I strongly suggest clicking here for more highlights. For those of you who haven't subscribed yet, and why not, so that you never miss out, subscribe. Clicking down there, that's an order.